tuning in to D4 Sports, Day Drinking with Don and Dustin. I'm Don.
And I'm Dustin, and we're bringing you sports talk from around the world and drinking tips to make every game a winner.
We appreciate you checking out our podcast. So now,
live from Lubbock, Texas,
and London, England,
this is D4.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to a century of D4. Dustin, 100 episodes. 100 episodes. Woo! I don't even know. I
It's
did
like
you
we've been
think
doing this for years?
About 3, in fact. But I mean, okay, so seriously, when we started this, did you actually think we'd make 100 episodes?
No. I mean, being completely honest, the reason we started this is we talk about sports ad nauseum anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this was just an avenue to see each other and do it for an hour and a half without having to text.
Yep.
And it being honest, it hasn't turned into anything huge for us, but it's still something that we do enjoy, and we do.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy getting to talk to you, and it's
Absolutely
easier when you're doing it face to face through a screen.
Absolutely. Face to face through a screen or whatever, you know. Well, and we did have 2 episodes where we were in person, I guess, 2 or 3. But episode number 100. Here we are. It is the 22nd of August. 2026, and that is officially 1 year and 5 days since 3 years and 5 days since we released our episode number 1 way back when in 2023, and we're still at it. And I don't think we have any intent of stopping soon, but yeah, so here it is. A beautiful summer day here in London. Finally, the weather has decided to be like London weather. So it is absolutely perfect outside. It is 21 degrees, which is how much to Americans?
80. No,
70.
70.
It is 70 degrees.
Give me a second. I switched
and
I was right.
Yeah, you weren't finished. You were not landing on 70. Anyway, it has been absolutely perfect weather. The days are not quite as long as they were at the end of June, but we're still getting a solid daylight until 8 o'clock. It's beautiful. But we endured 50 days without rain. It did not rain here since before Wimbledon until this week. And we've only gotten a fraction. So we haven't gotten nearly enough. It's supposed to start coming back, but it is the driest summer on record in terms of rain, not in terms of alcohol consumption. I will say that much. And we'll get to that maybe a little bit later.
You are doing your part.
I am doing my part. Just like in America, there's all sorts of reports that people aren't drinking as much. Young people aren't going to the pub as often. I am holding it up over here. The beauties of immigration are that somebody like me can come from the States and I can, come do my part at the pub. I was at the pub this week with a good friend of mine, Andy Lee, guy I work with. One of my so-called peers. He just turned 29, but whatever. Probably one of my best friends over here.
Late jump start.
Whatever. Yeah, we popped over to the old Nick after work on his birthday. Happy birthday, Andy! On Tuesday, had our share of pints, and it was lovely. It was a beautiful thing. But yeah. So anyway, 100 episodes. We'll kind of maybe do some flashbacks here as we kind of go through this episode. We're also going to do our NFL preview, which is how this whole thing started, right? I mean,
this is our big one.
Yeah, the real root of the podcast was when we would watch football together, and we'd be watching a game, and I'd text you something, and 10 seconds later or 3 seconds later, Joe Buck or whoever the announcer was would say the exact same thing we just said, and we'd send to each other, podcast. Like, we should start a podcast. We could do this.
Exactly.
That's literally how this all started, and here we are. So, yeah. So how the heck, I see you're representing, I can't really see the hat too clearly, but obviously the jersey. Oh, Texas Tech, of course. There it is. Yeah, and the Cardinals jersey.
I will say this jersey is huge.
It does look big on you. Yes.
It is.
I mean, I know you lost quite a bit of weight a couple years back, but yeah, that's a good sized jersey. Who is that? Like a game worn Andy Bennis, or what do you got there?
Oh man, if only.
Mhm. Oh, the Wizard of Oz. Very nice.
The Wizard.
Very nice.
Yes.
The Wizard.
So
Wizard of
I
Oz.
will give a shout out to that extremely hard for him to do this, but this was a gift by Ryan Hiley,
Oh man.
who
Who
is,
has
as
been a
we
guest
know,
on the show, right?
yes, a diehard Cubs fan.
Yeah.
And he said he was at a thrift store and saw it and was like, I can't not get it. So
Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. And I, of course, am wearing my Patriots shirt because
Yes.
not only is it NFL preview, but I figured I'd rep. And a little teaser to what's coming down the road. I've got my scarf working, my Millwall FC scarf for those who are watching on video. The thousands flooding to video this very instant to catch a little bit more of D4. We got. I had a note in here in my that apparently they make these like head-to-head scarves. So like if you go to a game, you'll get some that are half one team and half another team to kind of commemorate a big game. And West Ham banned those this year. Did you hear this?
I wonder why.
Yeah, well, I think I know exactly why, because I think I know which one would be the big seller,
Oh man,
given the rivalry that's coming up in
Yeah.
just about a month, I guess. But
that would be huge.
yeah, but West Ham, I think, out of just pure fear of the boys from Bermondsey, banned the half and half scarves. It doesn't make much sense, but
No.
and while I'm on that note, and we'll talk about Premier League later because we just started last night, and our Premier League competition is just getting started for this season. But the Premier League also, did you see this? They banned gambling sponsors from front of jersey sponsorship this year. The Premier League did.
But
So
they can
over
still
here,
do,
it's
like
well, right, yeah.
arm or yeah.
I
But
mean,
there's still money to be made.
Well, American sports is still behind the times of the rest of the world in terms of jerseys. Like
They're
every
trying.
other sporting league around the world, it doesn't even say the team on it typically, right? I mean, maybe it's a patch, but it's all sponsors. Everybody looks like IndyCar or NASCAR's, sponsorships. But yeah, so yeah, they can still do like the workout, outfits, and they can still sidearm, and they can do back of the jersey. I mean, there's
Just
very different. Can't be the marquee front of jersey company in the Premier League anymore. No more betting. So I wonder if the NCAA will follow suit.
My favorite is like the Oklahoma City Thunder on their basketball jerseys have the Love's gas station
Oh, do they?
logo on their shoulder.
That's awesome. Loves. Did I ever tell you the story about how we buried our hamster at Love's?
No.
Real quick. And there was no alcohol involved in this, by the way. We were moving. This is 2004, 4. Maybe 2005. We're moving from St. Louis to Bakersfield. My daughter, Allie, had gotten a hamster at a garage sale. This is the story where she went to the garage sale next door and comes home with a hamster, an 8-year-old kid. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I got a lot of questions in my head. Nonetheless, Cinnamon becomes a part of our family. Cinnamon the hamster. We're moving. We have her in the van. We stop and it's autumn. It's October. It's not hot. But we stop for lunch in Joplin at the Cracker Barrel. We come back. 3 miles later, Cinnamon gives it up right there in the car next to my daughter. Still one of her most traumatic memories ever. And my wife calls me. She's like, we got to pull off. So we pull off at exit 4 on Highway 44 in Joplin, Missouri at Love's. And we have a brief ceremony for Cinnamon. And I'm like, what are we going to, we're moving. We're literally, we got a 35-foot moving truck pulling our car. Anyway, not our finest moment, but that's
Top tier. That's what you get with D4.
I guarantee you, no one tuned into this episode listening thinking, I want to hear about where they buried their hamster and that it tied into sports.
Half of the people that do this show didn't do that.
Anyway. Well, here we are. That's what you get. A century of D4. And I throw that back. We have covered animals on this show as well as anything.
Oh,
we
sure.
started with Wally the alligator, a tremendous story that turned into a tragedy, of course.
Yes.
We talked about the rally squirrel. We talked about the possum. Was it the possum? The possum in Texas Tech. I don't remember what episode it is. I have to go back and check the notes of what episode it was that we actually focused on animals and sports. But it's been a big theme of ours because,
Well, and I mean, if we're at some point, I don't know if we were going to get to one of our famous, moments over the past 100 episodes, but the hairless cat.
Oh, yeah.
We've talked about that a few times. And that is one of the Sphinx baby. You got the hairless kitty.
Yeah. Indeed. And with that, let us transition. I see you picked up a beverage. You've picked up a beverage. What do you have in that lovely stoneware cup there? I would say that's quite posh of you. It's a very posh cup you have. Mm-hmm. Oh,
J&B coffee. No, it's just coffee. Nothing special.
Coffee.
I've got a couple other drinks.
Well, what do you got? Let's go with it. Fire away.
Saw this yesterday, and it's distinctively different.
Okay.
Or that's what the bottle says.
That's what the bottle says anyway. Hey, as long as it's marketing, baby. Yeah.
It's an original elixir called Moxie.
Moxie. My first bike ever was a Moxie. It was like a Mongoose knockoff called a Moxie. What the heck is that? I don't even know
what this is, to be honest.
It's a soda. It looks distinctively different, I guess.
It's bottled by Orca Beverage.
That doesn't sound, that's not better. It's like, you don't know what it is and it's modeled by a whale company. What is it? Is it cola? Is it root beer? Is it sarsaparilla?
It's a little bit of cola and root beer mixed.
Distinctively different?
It is. It's not bad.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing for the 100th episode because
indeed. Because you've had some, the cholera is arguably the single most mentioned drink.
That and Jennifer was in town recently, my sister, and she listens to the podcast, but she doesn't watch it. And so I had to pull up the last episode where I had that Texas Cola or Tejas, whatever that was. Yeah. And so she got to see my face with that. But this is distinctively different.
All right. Well, good. Moxie. Our show's got Moxie.
Our show does have Moxie.
Maybe. Got something.
And since it's the morning and I need coffee.
For you.
I've already got coffee. I was going to go take a leap and go with an espresso.
Ooh. Okay.
But.
Oh. What are we doing there?
This is called an espresso martini.
Oh. Hello, sir.
So for episode 100.
Uh-huh.
We're going to go with an espresso martini with Kettle One.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen. All right. This requires a little bit of explanation here.
Oh,
that
burns.
So that's a legitimate espresso martini. You just with Kettle One vodka.
Yes, and coffee liqueur. Like it was the pre-made can.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I was going to say, you didn't have the nice foama, the crema on top, but that's okay. I'll give it to you.
No, it's from a can. I didn't actually make it.
Okay, so let's be real clear here. So this is the first time that you have consumed an alcoholic beverage on this show.
Correct.
It looks like you're loving it, by the way, but
it has vodka.
So now, so to be 100% clear, when we started this podcast, and we had always talked about day drinking with Don and Dustin, that name came pretty early on. Mm-hmm. But then before we actually got to the point that we started the podcast, you had in fact stopped drinking.
Correct.
And so it was like, kind of like, day drinking with Don and Dustin, except Dustin doesn't drink. So it could be like D7, but we didn't go there, right?
That's too much.
Now, to be fair, about a year, 18 months ago, you did start drinking again in your personal life. I mean, not that you're like a lush or anything, but you have not actually consumed on the show. And you didn't actually tell me you were going to do this. We kind of hinted at we chatted about this, but
I didn't want to tell you.
So, yeah, fair enough. So, all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking news. This is breaking news on
episode 100.
Episode, I mean, it's fitting. It's totally fitting that you would, and I, again, you do the show in the morning pretty much all the time now. And so it is 8 o'clock in the morning.
That's technically day drinking. It is 8:30.
Yeah, you are living up to the show. But yeah, so we've talked about it, several times over the last few years, as you did again begin to drink alcohol, when you go out to dinner and whatever in these social situations and all that sort of thing, but hadn't yet brought it onto the show, and we hadn't mentioned it, and for various variety of reasons. But all right, well, welcome back, sir. This opens up a whole new 100 episode options in some respects, but all right,
we'll see where it takes us.
All right, very nice. Espresso martini. I've actually only had a couple of espresso martinis in my life. It's a drink that I just don't order. It's on every single menu.
It is
here anyway.
Good.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it when I've had it. It's just not something I typically. I don't do a lot of dessert drinks when I'm out, and it's kind of a dessert drink. Yeah, yes. Like for me, if I'm doing dessert, I drink port wine. Like if I'm doing, especially like any chocolate dessert, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this show, when you go out to dinner and you have, whatever chocolate dessert, a chocolate cake, a brownie, get yourself a glass of port wine and enjoy your chocolate with some port wine. And I'm telling you, you will love it. You will absolutely love it. And so like for me, after dinner drinks, I tend to go that way. I don't typically do the espresso martini, but there you go. So, wow, geez, I'm all wrong-footed over here. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it threw you off a little bit. That was the goal.
It did. Nice. Well done. So for me, the honest to goodness truth is that I just don't have the bar here that I had in the States. I was thinking about what cocktail did I want to make, what drink did I want to make for the 100th episode, because, I try to be new. There's only so many, drink options you can go through, of course. But I just don't have all that much variety here. I mean, when I was in the States, I had a pretty well-stocked bar, and I could make just about any cocktail you could imagine, more or less. And I don't quite have that same variety. So what I've gone with today, because, I mean, if I have to be, like you ever did like the whole last meal thing, my last meal, the first thing we're starting with 100% is a dozen oysters and a really, really good martini. Because to me, I think the martini is still probably the single greatest cocktail there is in just terms of pure cocktailness. And I made a variation of that. It is a tuxedo without maraschino liqueur. I don't have any maraschino liqueur because I just wouldn't use it very much, and it's not cheap, so I didn't. So it's gin. In this case, it's Gordon's gin. Some sweet dry vermouth. In this case, Noilly Prat, which is a lovely dry vermouth. In case you get it, a little bit of absinthe, which this is the Absinthe Royale from. I've forgotten the name of the distillery here, the local distillers, and some orange bitters with a twist, a lemon twist. And that's just so good. It's just so nice. That little bite from the absinthe, the dryness of the gin, the sweet pop of vermouth, the dash of orange and citrus. Perfect for a Saturday afternoon, 2:30, the sun's shining in. What more could Millwall? Well, I won't give it away. We'll talk about Millwall in a minute. But there it is. Drinks of the day, episode 100. I'm still just wrong-footed. I am just like, I don't know. Dustin broke out the espresso martini at I don't know. At 8:30 a.m. Yeah.
Go back to
bed. I hope you don't have too many plans for the day. But like we say, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. So there we go. True. All right. So we are a little bit long on our opening segment. You got a quick one for me for our opening shot?
Yes. I had one. Go ahead and give yours, and then I'll get. Actually, I got it pulled up now. Okay. So, in talking about the NFL, which is what we're going to do, I saw this stat. This is baffling to me, and I don't know how it's going to change this year. But most rushing yards over the last 10 NFL seasons.
Which player?
Yes.
Is that a question, or are you going? Are you just going to throw it out?
Question.
There?
Yeah.
I would go with Derrick Henry.
Okay, he's number one.
Okay. Yeah.
Try to guess the next 2 or 3.
Jonathan Taylor's got to be on there somewhere.
10 seasons.
I don't know. Frank Gore was still playing, probably. He might be on the list.
So I'll just give it to you.
Okay, yeah. I don't know.
Number 4, Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
8,356.
Okay, nice.
Okay, number 3, Ezekiel Elliott. At 9,130.
Peak Zeke was pretty good.
Yes.
He was good. Yeah.
So number 1 is Derrick Henry at 13,018. So 4,000 more than Zeke, who is 3.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, who is number 1. I'll give you one more guess. Who is number 2?
I don't know. I probably should get this, but
You won't. I can guarantee you won't.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I don't have Antonio Freeman or
with
Devontae Freeman
with 547 more yards than third place. Derrick Henry after contact.
Wow. Okay.
That's a pretty incredible stat.
That is incredible.
He is second on the list after contact, not the get up and go.
Yeah. Wow.
And one of my favorite run ever is the Marshawn Lynch beast mode run. Is my favorite
arguably
ever.
One of the greatest ever. Yes. Yeah.
My second favorite is Jalen Ramsey, I think, and he just and there's forearm shivers, and then there's
the Derrick Henry
throws out of bounds. Just get out of my way, and that may be top. I mean, beast mode is beast mode, but
Henry's got 4 or 5 of those where he just takes somebody and just launches them. So,
but he is a different person, because you took a picture of him when you went to that game, and I went, "Is that really how big he is?" And you're like, "Yeah."
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Matt Houchin, loyal D4 listener, and for Guitars for Kids, who we sponsored throughout the year. He was on the show, the Hard Rock Cafe, all this stuff. He and I went to see the Raiders against the Titans, and holy smokes, he's enormous. He's a specimen. So nice. That's it. Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna get that, but all right. Well, real quick, I saw this story about NFL rookies being asked, what do they spend their money on, right? They get these first round draft picks. I mean, they sign these big contracts. All of a sudden, these guys get a ton of money. Although, ironically, now a bunch of them already said, "Well, I already had a ton of money from my NIL." So it's like they're like, they're like, it's not quite not nearly the same. But a lot of them, some of them were like, "Well, I helped my family, helped my mom buy a house, whatever." Maybe a couple were like, "I bought a car." Most of them were like, trying not to spend much, and I've got all my NIL money, so whatever. Carnell Tate, who I remember.
He's a receiver from Ohio State. I can't remember where he went, though.
I want to say he went to Tennessee, but I'm not sure that's correct.
I was going to say Titans were the first thing that popped in my head.
I think I didn't write the team down, but I think that's where he said. Carnell Tate. Carnell Tate bought a Star Wars Lego Ultimate Collector Series set. He's apparently an avid Lego collector and currently working on the Titanic.
He might now be my favorite player of the NFL.
You just gotta. Like the dude's like,
we're nerdy sports guys.
I just bought me a big old Lego set.
I hope he flourishes.
Yeah. So if for no other reason than the fact that his first big purchase was a Lego set. Good on you, Carnell Tate. Yeah. Yeah. So that's, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the opening segment on episode 100 of D4 Sports. Century rolls on, and for our listeners who know, Dustin, you know what a century is, right? In the context of sports,
a century is 100 years.
Okay, but in the context of sports, surely, in what sport do you get a century?
In what sport do you get a century?
Oh, come on! Think British.
Yeah, I was going to say darts, but bowling?
No, bowl. We don't bowl over here.
Not bowling. Yeah. Bowl. What is the yard game? Bowls. Yeah.
No. Cricket. If you score 100 runs in your innings at cricket, it's called a century. I thought you
had 100 episodes together. What makes you think I would know anything about cricket?
What? We've talked about cricket on a solid percentage of the shows.
Let me rephrase that question. In our 100 episodes together, what makes you think that I would know anything about cricket?
Oh, well, you put it that way. Fair enough. Anyway, the D4 century rolls on. We're on our century, and I have my scarf. Let them come, baby, to the den. Come on down to the den, because Norwich City came to the den, and they got a taste of Millwall FC. A 3-0, should I say, victory today. 3-0. Dustin, we are 2 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses, a 5-goal. We won 2-0 and 3-0 in our first 2 matches against QP. No, was it QPR? No. Yes. So we played in Europa? Yes. Okay.
No,
I can't remember.
It wasn't QPR.
No, QPR was the Carballo Cup.
Yes.
Who did we play? Preston? Who was the first match?
Bristol City.
Bristol City. Bristol City and Norwich, 2 teams that will probably be mid-table teams, but 6 points.
You still have to beat them.
2 wins, 5-0. Unbelievable. Millwall. And we had a ton of injuries today. Like Femi Aziz was out. Ivanovic was out. A couple other guys. We got goals from our new striker. I'm gonna miss his name here. Arcante, Tarek Arcante. And then Luke Kundle gives us the 3rd goal to seal the day. I mean, it couldn't have started any better than this. There's no way.
Which is scary, but
yeah, it is.
At the same time, you want to see it, because you still have to play the teams that are on your schedule, and we've talked about that a lot. Which is what you haven't done in the recent past. Like, you've won some games you shouldn't have, but you've also lost some games you shouldn't have. And like we were saying off air, like last year, you win just one of those games. Yeah.
Well, we lost to Norwich. Yeah. We were talking at 5 games from the end of the season. And after we had come off, I think we'd beaten Southampton or Middlesbrough, one of the 2. And we were riding high, and we laid an egg and lost to Norwich. And had we even gotten a draw in that game, we go up, right? I mean, correct. Yeah. But and this is only the 2nd week, but Southampton lost its opener, and they've already been penalized 4 points.
Negative points.
So they're at -4. Neither Wrexham drew, Burnley drew, West Ham drew,
Middlesbrough lost.
Middlesbrough won. They did 1-0.
Somebody lost
2-1.
Or Lincoln City.
Yeah. I don't remember. But you literally could not have scripted the opening of the season any better than this for Millwall. And I have to say, some of the new signees we've got are starting to contribute. And I feel like not only do we have, I almost feel like we have offense this year. I mean, we scored 5 goals in the first two matches, and we've outshot our opponents like a lot. Like today, it was like 15-6 kind of thing. I mean, last week we didn't even give up a shot on goal, so we've still got the strong defense, and I feel like we've got some offense. And
If we're being honest, and especially in soccer, right?
Yeah.
Where points are limited, goals are limited, right? So it's not like the NBA where it's 141 to 120. So you have to be extremely opportunistic.
Mm-hmm.
When it's there, you take advantage of it. If you don't, that may be your only opportunity, right?
Yeah.
And so our first goal of the season was an opportunistic one. We had, I want to say it was, man, I can't remember which guy it was coming off. He was coming off the left-hand side. He got towards the baseline or the end line, and he kicked across right to the goal, which is what you want, right?
Yep.
You want to open it up. Hopefully you get a header or something. We didn't really have anybody down there to do anything. We had one guy, and the goalie goes up to catch it, which he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
It slips out of his hands, falls right in front of us.
Yeah.
And he could have sneezed.
Yep.
And it been a goal.
Yep.
But that's what I'm saying. You have to be opportunistic. Yep. You have to be in the spot. You have to be ready to go. And that was our first goal, is because the goalie just flat out missed catching the ball.
Yep. Yeah.
But then after that, it's been a productive, obviously, first 2 games for us.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I do. And literally in 3 years following Millwall, I do not remember a 3-0 victory. I honestly don't. I mean, the only time I even remember being up 3-0 was the last game of the season in 2023, I think, when we ended up losing 4-3 to Blackburn and didn't make the playoff because we absolutely collapsed in the second half. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a different team. I don't want to get too excited, but this is, and again, people who listen to this podcast, whether you fast forward through the Millwall bits or not, the Millwall identity that we have taken on has been such a big part of this whole show. And I just still love to tell people the story about why I'm a Millwall fan and how I still get looks over here like that, but Millwall, right? Because no one likes us. We don't care. That's literally, that's the chant of the team, and it's 100% true. And I am absolutely, I have no regrets over us choosing Millwall as our team.
And it's totally different for me, right?
Oh, yeah. There's nothing at stake for you. Yeah. Yeah.
But it was funny. The other night, I was playing basketball with a group of guys. We were playing. About halfway through the evening, guy comes up to me, and I know him pretty well. And he looked at me. He goes, "I just realized you were wearing a Millwall shirt." I was like, and he goes, "Nice." It's like, "That's right. That's right."
And you went like, "You are Millwall."
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I don't have any immediate plans to get to the Den yet this year. And of course, we're selling out all of our games at this point because the Millwall is,
as we should.
We're a team, right? We're a viable team that's playing not just, to appease the local, and faithful fans, but people are paying attention to us. So, yeah.
And that's the D4 effect.
Well, I've resisted saying it. I have yet to send the email to the team and say, guys,
we need some
it's
residual.
about time you recognize where this is coming from, because you toiled in mediocrity until D4 started following you. And, 2 out of the 3 seasons we followed you, you have been right there.
Has
but
zero to do with Femi Aziz or Josh Coburn or Ivanovic or Negley or any of those guys.
Players, come on now.
Or Alex Neal.
Whatever. Anyway, Millwall starting off the season. No hangover from last year's playoff loss to Hull, who, by the way, shut out Manchester United.
Shocked the world.
2-0 today. And, of course, in the Premier League game, I decided mix it up. Gonna play Bruno Fernandes as my captain instead of Haaland. And he gave me a whopping 4, but that's a nice segue into the fact that our Premier League game has started. Now, at this point, we only have 5 people signed up. So I'm going to throw it out there again to the listeners. Try to join the league. If you reach out to me on social or something, if you need to. I know I sent a lot of invites to people, but right now we've got me and you, John Woodard, Chris Powers, loyal listener, and Ryan Dykehouse, my former student who lives over here in London. He, of course, is currently leading the league because he's not associated with D4, which would be why he's leading. No, I mean, I don't know if he's actually listened much, but a friend of mine. But anyway, so just the 5 of us. I don't know if I did something different this time, but we didn't get Sammy or Surkar or Ethan, the guys who had played in years past from somewhere around the world.
Beat us in years past.
Who beat us. They're out this year, apparently. Maybe they'll join. But at any rate, get in the Premier League. I know Micah tried to get in. He something happened. Apparently, he didn't get in. But and I sent a message to Ade, who, of course, my buddy I worked with. By the way, news on Ade. Ade has decided to step away from Verizon, and like people who are generally speaking non-American and have the ability to do that, he's going to take a year and go travel the world. He's going to go to Europe for a few months. He's going to go to South America for a few months. He's going to go to Asia for a few months. And then he's going to come back home and see what he can do. And I sent him the email, and he's like, I gave up Fantasy Premier League years ago. And I was like, well, maybe this is the universe, or at least me, telling you to get back in. And he said maybe, but he didn't sign up. So I don't know if he's playing. Probably not. But we will. Ade, who, of course, was on here, a European champion jiu-jitsu player. By the way, inspired my son. My son Sam has taken up some jiu-jitsu a little bit, which would be something. If he continues with that, I'm not sure how much he's going to continue, but he's done that. But so I think you can still actually join the Premier League game if you want. I think you can.
Even if you just jump in and start a team, you can eventually jump into a league that way.
The D4 Sports Premier League Cup is what we are called. And again, if you have trouble joining that, reach out to one of us. We'll give you the code to get in. I will also be sending out this week NFL Pick'em invites for the D4 Pick'em game. I'll post that. One. I've already sent re-invites to people who were in it last year personally, but I'll post that publicly here soon. So listeners, if you want to join NFL Pick'em, this would be the time to do it. Because that's what D4 is about. We've been privileged to share our fantasy sports and gameplay with you all over the years. And Dustin, are you looking forward to another DraftKings season?
I absolutely am. Looking forward.
Now you play some DraftKings in the non-NFL season. Is that correct?
Yes, I do. Basketball, college football. I've done very little baseball. I do tennis. Mm-hmm. I do enjoy tennis. So
yeah. Well, we're getting ready for that, of course, because the NFL is coming soon, and we're going to do the NFL preview. So no teasers on that. But you did mention tennis, and let's take a moment in the D4 section to talk about the upcoming U.S. Open, which will be without
Jannik Sinner.
He's out. Yeah, and Alcaraz is going to play. What do you think? What do you? I mean, supposedly Alcaraz he was training with Casper Ruud this last week. Apparently, he was pretty aggressive training. Like people saying he looks good. But he's also
coming off an injury, right? And
a wrist injury.
What are we going into?
Yeah. I don't. What do you think? Do you think Alcaraz has 4 months off? He has not played competitively since the French Open, right?
Yeah.
So, but did he play? No, wait, did Alcaraz play the French? He did, didn't he? Did he win the French?
Played the French.
Did he win the French?
Alcaraz definitely played the French.
Okay. I'm trying to remember.
It was him and Sinner in the finals.
Did he win it or did Sinner win it? I've totally forgotten. I have to double check it. I should know that. But he didn't play Wimbledon, right?
Correct.
Hasn't played all summer. Hasn't played any of the hardcore tournaments. So what do you think? Has he got a shot?
I mean, he always has a shot because of how talented he is. I think, coming off an injury is going to play a part. I also think cardio is going to be a part. Hard court can jar your body a little bit more, even if it's not your legs, just because of movement and stop and go. And I mean, I get that the French and Wimbledon are stop and go as well, but there's a little more give, just because. Yeah. I mean, clay and grass is a little bit different, but hard court, you really have nothing stopping going from your feet all the way up to your shoulders. Yep. So,
but he's so talented, he's so good that the likelihood of him coming up against somebody who's going to beat him in the first week of the tournament is unlikely. So maybe he'll get a chance to play himself into form for the second week of the tournament. And knowing that he doesn't have to face Sinner, knowing that Djokovic went out in his first match in Cincinnati.
Yeah, but what does that look like? Do you come in and you play the first match and you go 5 sets and then you're going, oh, now I'm tired? Like you don't, you want to play into form, but you don't want to be where you're like long lasting at the beginning of it.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it could be either there's a lot of that idea of, again, playing yourself into the tournament, getting himself ready. We'll see if he can do it. Zverev's got to be licking his chops because, outside of Sinner and Alcaraz and Zverev, I don't know who else you pick. Maybe somebody turns up, and Augier Aliasme is pretty good.
Medvedev.
Yeah, Medvedev is such a head case, and he proved that again in Cincinnati. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, and he has had some success. He's made the U.S. Open final, so maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
My money's on Kyrgios, Nick Kyrgios for the U.S. Open. So.
Kyrgios.
Just kidding.
For those who don't know, Nick Kyrgios, Captain Head Case himself, suspended for cocaine use, tested positive for cocaine use. I sent that to you, right? And I was like, hashtag surprise. And you were like, hashtag nope. So, all right, real quick, let's turn to baseball. Since we're obviously doing the NFL preview for the Sports Roundup, I don't want to, bleed baseball into that. But we're 130 games into the season. Guess how many pitchers have thrown 9 innings this year?
6
in a game. 8 pitchers have thrown 9 innings. Oh, how many guys do you think have thrown 8 innings? 8 full. At least 8.
15.
22. 22 pitchers this year have thrown 8 innings in a game. I just went back. Greg Maddux threw 10 complete games twice, 2 seasons in a row, in like 93 and 94. Oral Hershiser in his 98 season, where he set the record for most consecutive scoreless innings, threw 15 complete games in 98. And here we are, 130 games into the season, and 8 guys have thrown 9 innings. I was checking. Last year, only 4 pitchers even threw 200 innings last year. And I think this year we're on track to maybe have 1. I didn't write his name down, but I checked today who was doing that. But yeah. 2 other bits of note. The Cardinals, your St. Louis Cardinals, you had one of the, maybe the best ever professional debut.
Not maybe. It's the first time it's happened.
Well, so give us the story then.
Joshua Baez. I mean, what do you want to say? I mean, We have seen before somebody come up to their first plate appearance in Major League Baseball ever and hit a home run. I mean, it happens, right? And it has happened where somebody comes up and their second at bat hits another one, and it's like, oh my goodness, you talk about a debut, but it has never happened 3 times in a row until last week.
Joshua Baez. And he actually hit the very first pitch he saw as a major leaguer.
Yes, it was a bomb too.
I just gotta say, if I make it to the major leagues, I am 98% taking that first pitch. I mean, I don't know. How about you? To me, I don't care what it is. I'm taking that pitch. I'm like, I just want to savor the moment. And I want to be here. And nope, he ripped it. Did you hear what he did after that? After his 3 home run game?
Oh, I was going to say ran the base, but no, I didn't.
He went 0 for 16.
Oh, yeah. His batting average is like 147 or something. Yeah, I know.
He backed his first game of the season, his first game as a professional, 3 home runs, the greatest debut arguably in the history of Major League Baseball. He backs that up, going 0 for 16 with 6 strikeouts. Welcome to the bigs. Joshua Baez. I love that. And one more bit here. I got 2 really good ones. I'll go quick. Do you know who Jake Rogers is?
I mean, I've heard the name, but it sounds like a comedy.
Jake Rogers has set a new record for playing on 4 teams in 21 days.
Jeez.
He went from the Tigers to the Orioles to the Red Sox to the White Sox in a series of trades at the trade deadline. 4 teams in 21 days. And Jake Rogers, don't buy a house. That's my advice to you.
Right.
And one more. Ha-Sung Kim, H-A-S-E-O-N-G Kim, officially having one of the worst offensive seasons, maybe the worst offensive seasons in the history of baseball. Now, whenever you start talking about the history of baseball, that's a big deal because they've been playing this game for a long time, right? There have been 45,719 player seasons, right? That is like players who've played a full season. 45,719 seasons. Ha-Sung Kim, batting average, his rank, 45,719th. His slugging percentage, 45,719th. His on-base plus slugging, 45,718th. And his OPS plus, 45,718. He's batting .066. It's the lowest ever recorded by any player with more than 85 plate appearances. The previous low was, and my buddy Mike Falls, here's a shout out for you, Ron Karkovice. I know you will know who Ron Karkovice is. .071 in 1987.
I actually know that name.
You know Karkovice. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, Ha-Sung Kim, right in the record book for the wrong reasons, but there it is. That's D4. That's D4 baseball right there. Nobody pitches more than 65 pitches a game, and nobody hits the ball, or everybody hits a home run.
True.
All right. Any other D4 business for people?
No, sir.
All right. And with that, we will bring D4 business to a close for episode 100 of D4 Sports. Century rolls on, and I have to say, Dustin, the bowler's getting tired. We just keep knocking 4s and 6s out all over the place, And that's about all of the cricket references I have.
Oh, that was cricket? I knew that. I caught it.
But here we are, episode 100 of D4 Sports, and it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for our NFL preview for the year. And we have done this now for, I guess, well, this will be our 4th year in a row. Now that we've actually kind of looked at this, because again, this is sort of what brought us together in sports and the idea of a podcast in the first place. But we're going to look at take as much of an in-depth look as we're going to here at the NFL, and we'll keep talking about it obviously as the year goes on. But Dustin, let me start with you. Give me maybe a storyline, a surprise. I don't want to go dark horse yet. We'll get to dark horses later. But as you look forward to the 2026-27 NFL season, what do you have your eye on at this point? What is intriguing you? What are you thinking?
I mean, I think I said this pretty early on, that I think that the Giants are going to make the playoffs.
You're going playoffs. I know you had him as your dark horse early. Yeah, you declared months ago when they signed Harbaugh, but you're going playoffs, really?
Yeah, playoffs.
Okay.
As a wild card.
All right. Well, fair enough. Enough.
I mean, let's, put some brakes on it. We're not going off the rails completely.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
But as far as storyline goes, I feel like the Giants are intriguing, not because they're in the same division as the Cowboys and I live in Cowboy country, but
that's enough.
I really think it's interesting. I want to see how Scadaboo comes back. Jackson Dart plays for his second season, because if we're being honest, the second season you have that slump, right? The sophomore slump, and we really saw it with CJ Stroud this past time. That was a huge dip. You got Harbaugh. You've brought in Isaiah Likely, who has played second fiddle to Mark Andrews in Baltimore. And he's playing under Harbaugh again. You've got Malik Neighbors. Hopefully he can stay healthy. I mean, there are a lot of, you've got defensively, you've got Abdul Carter. There are a lot of intriguing. I mean, I think Odell Beckham still plays for him. So
all I got to say is, if you're hanging your hat on Odell Beckham, you may as well be a Browns fan. But, we'll leave it at that. But
there you go.
Yeah.
I just think it's just an intriguing. There's a lot of different avenues with the Giants themselves, and I think that's what I mean by the intriguing part of it.
Yeah. No. And I'm going to pick up on one thing you said there, and you talked about second-year quarterbacks, and ironically, this year there's not a ton of second-year quarterbacks, but there's, between second years and rookies, there's some interesting stories, right? You got Jackson Dart. You got Cam Ward in Tennessee, who
he's in Tennessee.
I don't feel great about, but Salah's now in Tennessee. He actually has some weapons. Maybe there's a shot. I don't feel great about Cam Ward. You got Fernando in Oakland, who honestly looks the part in the preseason. Again, preseason, right? Whatever.
80-yard pick six, nothing like it.
Well, look, I mean, that's going to happen. I mean, it was a bad play. He'll learn.
It is.
But I think in general, I mean, much like we said about Carson Beck in Arizona, Fernando Mendoza has so far, he looks like he's a guy who can play NFL quarterback, right?
Right.
He's going to play like a rookie. I mean, nobody rides a rookie quarterback to the Super Bowl. I mean, almost zero, right? I mean, you had Roethlisberger and you had Brady in their first, and Mahomes in their first years as starters. Outside of that, almost nobody, right? So I don't, but you got Jackson Dart, Cam Ward, Fernando, Carson Beck, and Tyler Schuff down in New Orleans. None of whom am I particularly high on, I have to say.
You missed.
I'm maybe the most optimistic about Jackson Dart. What'd you say?
I'm the most optimistic about Shedeur.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Let me go from there to what I had in general terms of quarterback question marks and down votes. and I had all of Atlanta, Miami, and Cleveland because I don't know.
So that's what I was going to say. You got Quinn
I don't know
Ewers,
what
too.
Atlanta, Miami, or Cleveland are doing. Yeah,
right. Exactly.
Yeah. But
sorry, we were in the same thought process on that because I was thinking the same thing when I said Shedeur. The two guys I was in my head was Shedeur and Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you got Quinn Ewers, but then also Michael Penix and Tua in Atlanta. I don't know what they think.
Atlanta doesn't know what they're doing. Miami definitely doesn't know what they're doing.
With Malik Neighbor, Malik Willis. I don't. But here are 5 others, maybe 6 others actually. Questions, quarterback to me, question marks, and in my mind, downvotes. Jaden Daniels, I don't know, but I gotta say he's a guy that seems to me like all of the negative social media press might actually impact him, which tells you everything you need to know about Jaden Daniels. Right. Both Stroud and Bryce Young, they've had moments. They have played well at times. They have struggled at times, and I just don't really believe in either of them. Kyler Murray, although he's now in Minnesota with the quarterback whisperer, so maybe. And then here, Geno Smith back at the Jets, which I think is a placeholder anyway, but Geno has had something of a career resurgence in the last few years. But here's the controversial one, I think, for me, is Sam Darnold. And
you think he's going to revert to the mean?
I do. Honestly, statistically, Sam Darnold was not a very good quarterback last year. He was very, very average on a Seahawks team that played really well around him. Now, he made the plays when he had to, but that's literally about all he did. And I am still not a believer in Sam Darnold. And
sometimes that's all you need, though.
No, I agree. And look, if the Seahawks defense can continue to play like it did at the end of last season, and you've got Jackson Smith and Jigba, you've got some other talented guys. They lost Kenneth Walker. So we'll see what happens in the running game.
But I think you're not a big Walker guy.
No, I'm not.
But the playoffs he played. So that's my thing. So Kenneth Walker didn't do a whole lot during the season, right?
No.
He played well enough to remain the starter and be a good running back. But in the playoffs, he thrived and he did really, really well. But I think part of that is having Jackson Smith and Jigba as a wide receiver who then can take some pressure off the run game itself because he's such a dangerous threat. And not only that, they now have Rashid Shaheed, who is a deep, quick threat. And so you've really got to figure out how you want to play Seattle. And I think they'll still make the playoffs.
Look, I think they're a good enough team. They didn't lose almost anybody.
Question mark. There is a question mark with the Seahawks. I agree with that fully.
So last year in Seattle, you had a really big running back split between Walker and Charbonnet, right? And some people have said the reason Walker was so good in the playoffs is because he finally got the ball because Charbonnet was hurt. But some people also said that's also because he didn't have the carries, right? He wasn't the workhorse back. So he got to the playoffs and he was fresh because of Charbonnet. Whatever. Look, I remember watching Kenneth Walker at Michigan State. And I'm just saying, like, if you really ever want to watch a true great, they used to call him the Bula Bula back. That was the name back in the day when you had like Lorenzo White up in Michigan State when it was literally just turn and pitch it to him and he'd run the ball 40 times a game, right? In the Big Ten. Michigan State produced as many great running backs as almost anybody.
Did Le'Veon Bell go to Michigan State?
Le'Veon Bell went to Michigan State.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I was thinking maybe Penn State, but no, I think he was Michigan State.
No, it wasn't Penn State. I think it was.
Yeah. Look, Kenneth Walker. I've watched him since college, and I like Kenneth Walker a lot. I am not a big believer, and I'm really fascinated to see how he does in Kansas City, and how Andy Reid uses him, because I don't know. It was so wild in the Super Bowl last year where Kenneth Walker breaks out his Le'Veon Bell impression, right? Which is honestly the first time he's really done that sort of thing, right? And Le'Veon Bell, right, that pause in the hole and then break out, which he got famous for kind of in Pittsburgh. And Kenneth Walker sort of channeled that, and it worked against the otherwise stout New England run defense all year. And the Super Bowl was a Super Bowl, and it is what it is, and I'm moving on. But I am not a big believer in Darnold, to be fair. And I think more is going to be put on him this year, and I think that's going to be an Achilles heel for them. But anyway. All right.
Okay.
So we've already all right, that's quarterbacks. We've touched on quarterbacks pretty hard already. So let's just get right to it. Let's get right to it. Who do you see this year emerging to make a deep playoff and Super Bowl run? Who you got?
Let's be honest, it's early.
Of course it's early.
I mean, any team has a chance. Scratch
Cleveland has no chance.
Cardinals aren't going to the playoffs. So
I want to say this. I think Arizona will be better than people think. I don't see them winning more than 5 or 6 games, but I think everybody thinks they're going to be absolutely catastrophically bad. I don't think they'll be that
Brissett is going to surprise people. Yes, I do agree with that. And then you've got Carson Beck. I think the quarterbacks are both serviceable. And with Carson Beck being so new, there's a lot to unpack with the Cardinals. I get that.
Yeah.
And they've got
they're not going to be good, but I don't think they're going to be as bad as everybody thinks they're going to be.
But they've got Jeremiah Love, they've got McBride, they've got Trey Benson, they've got Marvin Harrison Jr., they've got Michael Wilson. I mean, they have a lot of good offensive pieces.
They might have the deepest running back room in the league, to be frank.
Yes. And
with
Algier.
James Conner and Trey Benson and Tyler Algier and Jeremiah Love. I don't know what they're going to do with that. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, that's going to be all right.
We don't need to spend any more time on the Cardinals.
So this may not be a huge, amazing thing. I think the Rams, they're not a dark horse, but I think they have a good.
No, they're not. Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is I think they have a really good chance to be back there. I know they were there a couple of years ago and won it. I mean, but they're stout. They're stout. And didn't they just get a pretty decent defensive play?
I mean, that Rams defense was weak in the secondary. They shored up the secondary.
Yep.
And then they got arguably maybe the best player in all of football.
And, that's what I was thinking.
In Myles Garrett. And
he has to be double teamed every time. He literally has to be.
Yeah.
And then you look at the rest of you look at the offense. I mean, Matthew Stafford, I know he's on up there in years, but he doesn't have to be amazing.
He was MVP last year. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
and you've got
he's all right.
Devontae Adams, who is still up in years, but at the same time, he's still Devontae Adams. And you've got Puka Nacua, who gets 35 targets a game, and then you've got Kyren
Williams. Yep.
Yeah, Kyren Williams.
Blake Corum. Hello.
Blake Corum.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got Ferguson and somebody else is there. I can't. Parkinson.
Yeah, Higbee. So did they still have Higbee? Yeah.
So I think the Rams are going to be that team.
Yeah, actually, well, full disclosure, and I'll give it away now. I've got Rams over Denver in the Super Bowl. That's who I've got. So, there's that, and I'll get to Denver here in a minute. Trust me, I feel that. But
why do you say that? Teams winning their division.
Yeah. So the Rams were a great team last year who had every shot at getting there and didn't for a variety of reasons and have only gotten better. So I like them. I did a handful of things, right? And looking at this year, and I was like, okay, what changes this year from last year? And the one thing that's killing me is the Ravens are getting so much love and so much press and the Ravens. And I'm like, why? So number one, they've got a new coach, Jesse Minter. Jesse Minter's a total Harbaugh guy. He coached for John Harbaugh in the in professional ranks. He coached for Jim Harbaugh at Michigan and others in the college ranks. 8 coaches, 8 have taken a team to the Super Bowl in their first year, right? Now, of course, Vrabel did it last year with the Patriots. So there is that. But other than that, Don McCaffrey, the 1970 Colts, who inherited Don Shula's team with Johnny Unitas. Red Miller took the Broncos in 1977, created the Orange Crush defense. They lost. George Seifert in 1989, who inherited Bill Walsh's team, one of the best teams in football history, and went on to win the Super Bowl. John Gruden in 2002, who inherited Tony Dungy's Tampa Bay team, and a massive, one of the biggest trades ever for a coach ever, went on to win the Super Bowl in 2002 over Bill Callahan, who inherited Gruden's team in that same year, and they met in the Super Bowl, and he lost it. Gary Kubiak, who had Peyton Manning in Denver, now, albeit his last year when Manning struggled, but they still were a absolutely loaded team in 2015, and they lost. Jim Caldwell in 2009, who took over Tony Dungy's Colts team with peak Peyton Manning. Those are the teams that have gone to the Super Bowl. And then Mike Vrabel. So basically, any team with a new coach to me is out. So that means Buffalo, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, Cleveland, the Raiders, Dolphins, Arizona, Atlanta, and the Giants are all out in terms of Super Bowl contenders, right? Other teams that are out because either they suck or they're kind of mid. The Commanders, the Saints, Carolina, the Cowboys, the Vikings, the Packers, the Bears, all of the NFC North except for the Lions. The Niners, the Jets, the Colts, the Jaguars, and the Bengals. All of those teams, a few of those I think are getting better this year. In particular, Cincinnati. And I think the Giants and Cowboys. I do like the Giants. I think they're going to be better than last year. And I think the Cowboys.
Reading off my paper.
I think the Cowboys will be better than last year. That might be. The Cowboys will be better than they were last year, but I don't like either of those teams. And then
I know you don't like them.
And
then
the
mean anything.
The 4 good teams that I just can't buy this year: the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Texans, and the Buccaneers. And I like all 4 of those teams. I think they all have question marks, and I just can't buy them. That leaves me with 6 teams: Denver and New England in the AFC, Seattle, the Eagles, the Rams, and the Lions in the NFC. And I want to say Lions, Patriots.
See,
that's what
Lions,
I want.
Patriots.
That's what I want to say is Lions, Patriots. But I'm going to say Rams, Broncos. Just because. And I'll get to my Patriots here in a minute, but I'll hand off to you now. I'll hand back to you.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the Rams and the Patriots in the Super Bowl. So I've got AFC East. I've got the Patriots winning it. Bills coming in second. The North.
Well, one of those two will win it because the Dolphins and Jets.
I mean, I've got the Jets beating the Dolphins.
I hope so. So. Yeah. But yeah.
The North, I've got Cincinnati, just because they don't have an offensive line. Let's hope they can shore that up and keep Joe Burrow on his feet, because
they spent a ton of money on defense. They spent a ton of money on defense.
And their defense was extremely suspect last year. Yes.
Yeah, and hopefully they step up. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So I have Cincy winning that with Baltimore, and then I've got the Browns over the Steelers just because I hate the Steelers.
Okay. All right.
I can't stand, and I don't like Aaron Rodgers. So let's just be honest.
Fair enough.
And that was more of I don't like them. Let's put them down here.
Fair enough. Yeah.
The South, I know you just said you don't like the Texans, but I have the Texans.
Yeah. They're the best team in the South.
They're going to have the best defense in possibly the league.
Yes, I agree.
We've got the Jaguars, who haven't really shown us much, but they have the potential. And that's what I hate picking teams off of potential.
I love Trevor Lawrence. I love the hair. I love the style. Come on, T-Law, make this year. Yep. It's make or break for him. He doesn't get any more. Yeah.
And I have Indy third in it, but they could easily win it. Like that's.
Yeah.
That's
I I have, the Colts are my notes. Who knows? Will Daniel Jones be early season or DJ, and they just feel like overachievers? But
or
they
will
have
he be the Giants' Daniel Jones. Like
Alec Pierce and Downs and Keenan Allen and Warren, if they're healthy.
You don't know.
Who knows? Yeah.
Yep. For the West, I've got the Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders.
Okay, so let's talk Chiefs briefly. What do you expect out of Mahomes?
Hopefully a good knee.
No, hopefully.
I mean, he's coming back quicker than Adrian Peterson did.
Yeah.
I don't know what voodoo magic they're doing to his knee, but he's running around like he wasn't hurt, which is scary. I mean, have you seen some of the video from training camp?
I have. Yeah. I don't know.
Now, Adrian Peterson coming off an ACL had one of the best years ever. Like he was impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback's a different position.
Yep.
Don't have to move as much,
but everything's on his shoulders. But everything is on his shoulders.
Everything. Kelsey's not going to be the same.
No.
And he wasn't the past couple of years anyway. But I'm interested to see what Kenneth Walker can do.
Yep.
I'm interested to see what the defense can do. But I don't think I honestly think the Broncos and the Chargers are going to be better than the Chiefs.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
So that's the AFC
and the Raiders. And the Raiders. Yeah.
And the Raiders. And I'm going to say who's going to have a breakout year. I'm going to say it right now is Ashton Genty.
Okay. I can see it. I think the Raiders offensive line still is just a problem, but yeah.
I don't disagree. Yeah. But I think if the quarterback can take some of the pressure off the shoulders of Genty, whoever it is, Cousins or Mendoza.
They just don't have any receivers.
It's not going to be.
They don't have any receivers. Their receiving room is the worst in the league, hands down.
It's not.
They got Brock Bowers. It's terrible. Yeah, which would, put Chauncey on the Jets for God's sakes, and he'll be better off. But anyway,
yeah.
All right.
I think he's a great player. But NFC real quick. The East, I've got the Cowboys. I don't like the Eagles this year.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't. So I've got the Cowboys and then the Giants getting in the wild card. And then the Eagles third.
So Eagles not making the playoffs. Okay. All right. I'm not putting my money there, but
chalk.
Okay. Yeah.
We can't put chalk on it.
Like
we've got to make some decisions that are a little off, right? So with the North, I've got the Lions, Bears, Packers, Vikings.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about the Bears. I think Caleb. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, I think the Bears and the Packers are the same team. I think if you swap the receiving room for the Packers and the Bears are great. I think the Packers. I don't know what the Packers are doing like Buffalo. Oh no, the Bears receiving room is much better than the Packers.
Who are your receivers? I don't understand. Yeah.
But you didn't. The Bears still have the receiver. So that's okay.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying.
But you got Caleb. Anyway, all right.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
The South, I've got the Bucs second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I said it. Bucs second, Saints third, Panthers fourth.
Wow. First to last, huh? No, there's only like two games. So
Falcons number one.
Oh, come on. I think you're dreaming.
You talk about trading the wide receiver core.
Pitts. Yeah.
There is, and again, I hate saying this, there's potential, right? Penix isn't going to be the guy, neither is Tua. But they could be really, really good.
They could be. If they'd have kept Kirk Cousins.
Anyway. And it's beneficial to them to be in the South.
It is. I'll give you that. Okay. And the West.
I've got the Rams, Seahawks, Niners, Cardinals.
Yeah. All right. I don't disagree with much of what you said. I'm going to say my dark horses, Pittsburgh, which I love that you put them last because honest to God, so the Steelers have a great offensive line, a tremendous front seven on the defense, They have Metcalf and Pittman and Warren and Rodgers. And I honestly think, watch out for Pittsburgh. I hate to say, I don't like them either.
Pittsburgh, don't worry.
I have never been a Pittsburgh fan, but I think Pittsburgh could do something. And my dark horse in the NFC is Tampa. And I don't know why I like Baker all of a sudden, but I like Baker, and I know they're Mike Evans less, but
yeah, well, they're Mike Evans less, but they've still got Bucky Irving, they've still got
Egbuka,
they've
Godwin,
got Tez Johnson, Godwin.
They've got weapons, and I think Baker's going to play with the biggest chip on his shoulder that we have seen in a very, very long time. They re-signed Vita Vea. I think the Bucs are going to make some noise. I don't think they're good enough to go all the way, but you never know. So with that, let me say my MVP pick. And again, you say we can't go chalk. Here's my MVP pick. You ready? Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert goes MVP this year for the Chargers. And if not him, Jahmyr Gibbs. Because I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to go off this year in Detroit. I think he's going to be shockingly huge.
Fully on board with Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he is a stunning player.
Yeah.
Herbert, man, I want to see Herbert. I want to see him win the MVP. I want to see him win it all. I want to see. He's like a Phillips Rivers guy where you want to see him succeed.
If that offensive line stays healthy, Herbert is going to be a beast. And I think.
Oh yeah.
I think the Chargers go a long way this year. I hate Sean Payton in Denver. I hate it. I hate it with every ounce of my being, but I think it's there. Let me talk Patriots. I have never seen a team be so slammed for playing a weak schedule the way that the Patriots have been. Yes, they were 4-13 2 years ago. That's why they had a weak schedule, and they beat everybody. And yeah, they didn't play great in the Super Bowl. The Seahawks, Will Campbell got exposed because he got hurt. Will Campbell was the best left tackle, one of the best left tackles in the league for the first 10 weeks of the season last year. Hurt his knee, came back too early, and was not good enough. And they played the Chargers, the Texans, the Broncos, and the Seahawks in their last 4 games. And he got exposed. My biggest concern is Drake May not becoming the playmaker. And I said this at the end of last year. After that Texans game where he turned the ball over like 4 times, he started to play conservative and started playing not to turn it over. And that was a problem. And he wasn't the playmaker all of a sudden in the last 3 games of the season. Now, also that championship game, if you remember the second half of that game, the weather was so catastrophically bad in Denver.
Bad.
Nobody could have done anything. So you almost had to throw that out. But I love my Patriots this year. They need another edge rusher. I think when it comes to it, they're this close to doing it again. I think they might. They're going to get everybody's best shot. They're going to get. I hope they don't have a Super Bowl hangover. I think this offense is going to be great. I think Drake May is going to have a heck of a season. I think his receiving room is really deep all of a sudden. And I would not be surprised if the Patriots make it at least to the championship game. I don't feel like it's their year as much as I'm a fan. I feel like it's going to be, the defense is going to get exposed at points, and particularly linebacker and edge rusher. And I think that's what it's going to come down to, honestly, when it comes to it. But yeah. Who you think MVP? Who's your MVP pick?
I don't disagree with that at all. Either one, especially if the Chargers have a good year like they have the potential to do. I think Justin Herbert can be top tier. I love watching Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah. He is one of my favorite players to watch in the NFL. He is, he's really, really good. I think Josh Allen's going to be Josh Allen. I know he's in the AFC East. It just comes down to what does he actually do this season?
And what is it? New coach in Buffalo. So who knows what?
It'll be interesting to see what Josh Allen does.
Yep.
Love to see Aaron Rodgers get the MVP. I'm a big fan of Aaron Rodgers.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that. Yeah, the bottom line is they're almost always going to give an MVP to a quarterback. And I just hope it's not Lamar Jackson. I also I'll throw this out there. My Rookie of the Year pick, David Bailey, for the Jets.
They're going to not give it to a defensive guy, but I like the pick.
Well, they might, because edge rusher, right? They're not going to give it to a lineman who will probably deserve it. They're going to give it to a skills player. And I don't honestly see, maybe a wide receiver. I don't really know.
Price or Love is who I have.
Yeah, but I think Love's going to get crowded out in that Arizona backfield, to be honest.
Yeah, and so Walker leaving and Charbonnet hurt, you still have Jadarian Price.
Fair enough. Maybe.
But I'm a huge David Bailey guy.
That's where I think he's got a shot as an edge rusher on defense. If he gets 8 or 9 sacks, he might get it. I'm going to give it to you. So there you go.
Go Jets.
And with that, go with Jets. Oh. A send-off fitting for episode 100, a full century of D4 Sports. A full century of D4 Sports, episode 100. Dustin, the bartender, has rung the bell. He's calling for last call. And before I throw it to you, I want to throw one out here. And for those who have maybe not listened, or, maybe just decided, I'll give you a shot for 100. Here's what the last call is like. What's in the water in Philly? Did you hear about the boy who went fishing with his dad in Philadelphia in a lake and pulled out a piranha? Honest to God, it pulled out a piranha in a lake in Philly. And I'm like, that's as D4 as it gets. Over to you.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Legitimately caught a piranha in Philadelphia.
So, honest to God, my last call. I've got 2 of them.
Okay.
One I'm going to go with. Did you see what happened to a high school player in Alabama at practice the other day?
I did not.
So they were going through warm-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the stretching.
As one should. Yep.
Cardio.
Yep.
Good 30 to 40 minutes in, he hears something in his high school player hears something in his helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it just didn't fit right. There was something going on. So he took his helmet off and immediately went over to the equipment guy in the for the team and was like, I don't think I should be wearing this helmet. There's a cobra inside it.
A cobra.
The second most venomous snake, I guess, in Alabama, nestled in his helmet.
Piranhas in Philadelphia.
And how it did not bite
Cobras
him
in Alabama.
In a 40-minute period of his helmet being on his head, we will not know.
No.
But they had to call the animal control to come out and get
somebody.
The cobra out of the helmet inside the high schoolers.
Fantastic. That's
insane.
Fantastic. All right. What else you got?
And so my second one, love to say it, do not like West Ham. Did you see that West Ham football, like their organization, has already reprimanded their fans this season?
I have not seen that, but
for anti-Palestinian chants.
Oh.
And I think that's West Ham for you.
Oy. Yeah, we stay out of politics. We have notoriously stayed out of politics. And we will not enter this time. But
I mean, maybe 1-on-1, but not 100.
But West Ham, come on now. Well, I have two quick ones. Number one, and I have to say, I now feel like, having done this for 100 episodes and 3 years, we have neglected an important part of the sporting world, and that is the World Yo-Yo Championships just happened. And the World Yo-Yo Championships website, it was held in Himeji, Japan. It literally, the front page of the website says, "The world gathers in Himeji." The world gathered, Dustin, for the World Yo-Yo Championships. And I will leave it with this. There are 5 divisions based on the style and number of yo-yos that you're going to use. But Hajime Miura is the world AAA yo-yo champion from 2014 to 2023 until Monaco Ferreira stunned him in 24, but he was back in top.
Did you not see that? It was just stunned him.
But he was back on top in 2025, but this year he again couldn't quite take the title. But anyway, I don't know why. I think his string broke, but he didn't win this year.
The calibration on the spins was off.
The World Yo-Yo Championships didn't quite make it. And then, and a segment we've kind of sort of recently adopted, the Legend Alert. Legend Alert to Pete Mossfield. So Pete Mossfield is a guy who decided he was going to enter a bodybuilding championship, but he didn't really want to work out. So what he did was pump himself full of steroids and then basically just have a diet of alcohol to cut weight. And he did. He was drinking 24 drinks a day, about on average. 24 drinks a day, switching from beer to vodka while cutting weight, while taking his steroids. And then he entered the prejudging and did pretty well, actually. I mean, the photographs of him, he looks pretty good. He probably wasn't going to win, but he did all right. But then Mossfield left the event, went out to a local bar, had a few drinks, lost track of time, and missed the finals. Ended up coming in last. But Legend Alert, Pete Mossfield, you, sir, are an honorary D4 member for that.
Sure. I think you're the one that sent me that fantasy football loser that had to go into a bodybuilding competition.
That was phenomenal. I've seen some other ones. Some guy had to take the ACT.
Yes, I've seen that one.
I mean, yeah. I mean, look, for episode 100, I had to pull out all the stops, and I figured, a guy pumping himself full of steroids and drinking himself blind to try to compete in a bodybuilding contest. Good on you.
That's what we do. It's compete in bodybuilding.
That's what we do. Is it?
Well, I didn't say
sir.
Muscular.
Yeah.
Our body is built in some ways.
Well, that's true. That is true. Our body has been built. Whether it is a form that anyone else finds attractive, that's another question.
6-pack or keg? What does it matter?
That's. I mean, what would you rather have at a party? A 6-pack or a keg? I'm just saying. Dustin, the last 3 years have been nothing but joy. I look forward to another who knows how many episodes of D4 Sports.
Who knows?
Who knows? We might even make it far enough to talk about Dungeons and Dragons someday. But that, sir, would require you to do some research. So I don't know. All bets are off.
Are you saying I haven't done research in the past 100 episodes?
I have not in so many words.
I mean, you wouldn't be out of pocket.
Fair enough.
The most research I've ever done was probably for the Olympics.
Yeah, well, yeah.
The Olympics episode.
We dove deep in some of those. That was fun. That was
a lot of fun.
We need some more Olympics coming around.
Did you look up that documentary I sent you?
I did not yet. No.
I believe it's September 1st. Documentary on Netflix about Ray Gunn.
Oh.
Our Australian
breaking baby.
Breaking dancer.
Not breakdancing.
Breaking.
Not breakdancing. Breaking.
It is a documentary about her and her story after the Olympics.
This world never ceases to amaze me. How people can capitalize on anything at all. Maybe not you or me.
We could capitalize on this. That's all I'm saying.
We can't get more. Well, I mean, look, we broke YouTube. That's well documented. Other than that, with that, Japan, ladies and gentlemen, Japan, big in Japan, huge in Japan. But
it's the yo-yo community.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you what. Now that we're covering yo-yo, we're off the charts. All right. With that, we're gonna call it an episode number 100 of D4 Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. For those who've been with us the whole time, do all the social stuff. Thanks. Keep on listening. Spread the word. We appreciate it endlessly. Dustin, final words? Final thoughts?
Yeah, no, I appreciate everyone that's been a part of this.
Absolutely.
It's been fun for us, and I hope it's been fun for you just listening to the nonsense that we come up with or find online. We enjoy it, so I hope you do too.
It is definitely nonsense. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I say to you, D4, out. D4 Sports is brought to you by Don and Dustin. And by our sponsors, Sports and Day Drinking. Special thanks go to Trey Klein for providing the music behind D4 and all our friends and family for supporting us throughout this effort.